Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show we are going to have Weston. Weston is from England in the UK. So let's see what Weston has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Weston, how are you?
I'm very good, Matt. I'm a bit nervous. I mean, this is the first time I've done anything like this, so I'm a little bit nervous, but yeah, we're all right.
There's always a first time to break the ice, always.
Definitely. It comes as a bit of a surprise. I mean, I was on holiday when you messaged, so when you said I was coming back to this, I was thinking, hang on a minute, like I've never done this. I needed time to prepare, really.
Oh, amazing. So tell me, how was your holidays?
Oh, mate, beautiful place, to be honest. I'm thinking of going back in 6 weeks. It's fantastic, mate, honestly. It's my home from home, if you know what I mean.
Wow. So where were you?
Puerto Rico, Gran Canaria.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I was there last September. We was in Amadores, and I liked it that much. We just rebooked. Took my little brother as well, so he had a fantastic time. He'd never been abroad. He's 30 years old, never gone. So
Oh,
we'll take you. But
oh,
yeah,
sweet.
he loved it.
So tell me, what was the highlight of your last travel? Tell me something that happened there that, somehow you're always going to remember. Something special or something unexpected, what you can share.
To be honest, I think I'd probably say seeing my brother's face more than anything, because
Oh,
it's my younger brother, if you can understand what I mean. So, like, me being the older brother, you always try and guide him in the right direction, and I just wanted him to show him there's another life because I mean, we're in Wolverhampton. I don't know if you know about Wolverhampton. It's all right, but there ain't much to offer around here, and I just wanted to show him there's another world out there. So it was more just seeing the excitement in my brother's face and just nobody's enjoying himself really.
oh, that's amazing. I think when you do something for someone and you have a trip where you have someone special by your side, it's
Yeah,
all about them, isn't it? It's all about them. It's all about
yeah,
their
it's all in the
enjoyment.
moment, eh? It's in the moment, definitely.
Absolutely. So tell me, where are you from, Western?
I'm from Wolverhampton. A lot of people confuse this and think with the accents, they think it's Birmingham. If you get someone from Birmingham, someone from Wolverhampton, and confuse us, you're going to cause a massive debate. Birmingham's one end, we're the other. It's two completely different places, but you wouldn't know unless you was from this area. The accents are completely different, but it's one of them. Everyone thinks they're similar.
So tell me something interesting about the place where you live, where you're born. So tell me something
Um,
that if I would go there for the first time, what's something that I can't miss it? What the postcard or something special about the place?
I'd probably say, if anything, if you was going to come over here, visit the Black. I mean, there ain't really much on offer, but you've got, I mean, the Black Country Museum. There's a lot of history to the Black
Okay.
Country as such. I mean, with the Industrial Revolution and that, this was quite a big area for that. There was a lot of building going on, like these trains, your planes, all them kind of things. So I think that's where the name come from, the Black Country. But if you want to see the history to the place, the Black Country Museum, hands down, it's the place to go. You can still go there now. You can dress up like, remember the Peaky Blinders and stuff, dressed up in the tweed suits and stuff. It's actually a good night out. It's probably one of the best places you can be around here, to be honest.
Amazing. And tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
So we do. It's home improvements. We do at the minute. So I've been, if you can imagine, when I was younger, when I was about 15, we got into. It was my older brother got me into roofing, and it just progressed from there. And then I think I turned 21. Um,
Uh-huh.
I applied for a job which was to be an appointment maker, and I thought £350 a week appointment maker sounds easy enough. And somehow I got roped into being a salesman. So then I
Okay.
started, you get these salesmen knocking on your doors, asking if you want to buy new roofs, new windows. I turned into one of them. Well, it's just because I can talk, really. You'll get this through the interview. I know how to rattle. And a lot of it just come through that. So then we moved on to just setting up ourselves. So now we've got our own little thing, home
I,
improvements, but without all the salesmen. So we're the nice guys now.
amazing, amazing. I can see how much you enjoy your job. I can see that.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, it is something I'd say I'd do for the rest of my life. But it's a good start anyway, definitely.
Amazing. Western, so before we start our journey, really the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you.
And not many people know about me. Ah, to be honest, I'm pretty much an open book. I mean, I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, so there ain't really many hidden facts about me. I mean, I enjoy the gym. I enjoy my football and stuff. Uh,
Okay.
I suffer with a rare skin condition. That's something not many people know. Um,
Ah,
yeah, it's actually quite hard to pronounce. It's called hidradenitis suppurativa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just a really weird skin condition that you get. I get reactions from certain foods and stuff. So that's probably something not many people know about me, to be fair.
Oh, wow. And you found out that young age or through your life you kind of came
Yeah,
out?
when I was 15, I started because if you can imagine, the condition involves like an abscess and things like that. You get like reoccurring abscesses. And my first ever one was right in the middle of my head there. And I
Wow.
was 15, 16 years old, and then so like through my life it progressed. But you get it, you could get it under your armpits and different places like that. And it was only when I was about 28 I actually got diagnosed with it, and that's when I found out what it was. I mean, I've had to have operations because of it and everything. So it's one of those conditions. If you've got it, you understand. But to people who've never experienced it,
I
it's quite
see.
hard to get your head around. Because I mean, it can knock you off your feet. To be honest, I mean, I was stuck in bed for 9 months before I managed
Wow.
to get an operation. So it's a bit of a tricky one to have. It's hard to get used to.
Okay. Weston, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point
I
of
am
view?
nervous, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I can give it a go.
I am. Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Okay, full of random fun questions.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play a song now, just first to relax a bit before the first question. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Let's do it. Yes, you always can join me. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, first question for you is, how would your best friends describe yourself?
How would my friends describe me?
Yeah.
Outgoing, loud, centre of attention.
Right?
I can be a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. If we're out on the town having a few drinks, I'm probably the last one out. Guaranteed them dragging me from the bar come the end of the night. I'm hanging on for dear life. I'm always the last one getting home. But yeah, I think it'd be positive things that they'd say, to be honest.
And your best friends, they live in the same city as you?
Yeah, I've got like a small group of friends, really. I mean, as you're younger, you've got loads of different friends, but as you grow up, it tends to get a bit smaller, doesn't it? But I mean, the group of friends I've got, we're quite tight. It's a good group of friends, to be honest.
So tell me, what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends, and the biggest similarity?
Biggest similarities, we all come from a sales environment. So if you can imagine, we're all loud, we're all quite chatty. So I mean, we've ripped the mickey out of each other like there's no tomorrow. And I'd probably say the difference is I don't know when to stop, they do. So yeah, that's the best way I could put it.
Amazing. Next question, let's do it. Okay, Weston, next question is, what makes you most proud?
I've got a daughter. My daughter's 12. So my daughter's definitely a highlight of my life. And I'd probably say fighting through me, my operation and stuff and getting to the point where I'm at now. Because if you can imagine, when it knocks you off your feet, it's quite a dark place when you're stuck in your bedroom on your own, can't move and stuff. You kind of get in your own head a little bit. But coming to the other end of it and getting back on my feet, back in the gym, setting up a business. I mean, even down to the point where I'm at content now. And not only that, with my mum as well, because my mum suffers a lot with like depression and stuff like through the years growing up and that with her life. And I think doing the content, it's put a spark back into my mum's life as well. So definitely with my mum, that's one of them.
You know what? I make a note here because, of course, we got connected through TikTok, and I make a note here about your mom because I was watching some videos, and it's so sweet. Of course, you are, making a prank. You are prank her somehow, but at the same time as well, I can't, I was like, my God, she likes the attention, like, what I mean? She likes to be in front of the camera. You can see how natural she looks like, you know what I mean, in the camera. I love it. Very sweet.
It is not, I mean, don't get me wrong. In the moment when I'm scaring out, I mean, she's had a few scares. Don't get me wrong. But when we go back and show her the comments and stuff, I mean, the little smile on her face, it is.
Absolutely.
It's brought the spark back in my mom's life, definitely.
Absolutely, you can see her enjoyment as well. You can see how 100%. Much she's enjoying, you know what I mean, the situation. Yeah. And tell me something. Oh my God, you have 12 years old daughter. My
12-year-old daughter. Yeah,
wow.
She lives down Cornwall. It's a bit of a better place to be down Cornwall rather than Wolverhampton. So yeah, it's a bit hard with the distance and stuff. But I mean, she's got a better quality of life over there, so I can't really complain. I'd be a bit selfish if I tried to keep her in Wolverhampton.
Wow. Okay, so let's see. She's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment or opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
I'd probably just tell her I love her with all my heart, and I'm always going to be there for her.
Sweet. Oh, very sweet. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. So before the next question, again, let's go back to the TikTok videos. Tell me, when was the idea that you start your page, and also about your YouTube channel?
To be honest, it was on accident. It was COVID that done it. All my life, people have been telling me like I should have had a camera on me. Do you know what I mean? Because I've always been the prankster. I was always centre of attention at school. I've always been the funny kind of guy of the group. And when COVID kicked in, as you can imagine, it was a dull time for everybody, wasn't it? Really. And it was just then TikTok first come about at that time. So we found the platform. And I think the first video I ever done was I was walking down a hill, and I just put this tune on. It was like a trending tune at the time, and I just done this funny dance coming down the hill, and I think it shot up to like 60,000 views, and I got the bug then. Once that happened, I got the bug, and you know yourself, you got to find your niche. It's kind of finding what attracts the views and stuff like that. And then I think I did a prank on my mom, and everyone loved the reaction. And then I thought, okay, we might have something here. And then I've done a few more, and then eventually the followers just started flying up and up and up, and it kind of just went on from there. And I thought, you know what, we'll keep it going. It's just that we get messages from people who suffering with anxiety and stuff, and I mean, some of the messages you get when they're saying it brightens up the days. I mean, that's enough to make another video. Surely, anyone would.
Tell me, what's the biggest joy when you are doing your TikTok videos? What's the biggest joy of it?
Probably, to be honest, actually doing the content. I've always liked cameras. I've always enjoyed messing with cameras, microphones, all that kind of stuff. So actually setting it up, trying to find different camera angles, just trying to make the content more watchable, if you know what I mean. That's probably I actually enjoy doing it. I mean, if I could do it as a long-term job, I'd shut everything down tomorrow and I'd be making content. That'd be the end goal, definitely.
Amazing. All right. Next question is, which question you'd like to be asked?
Which question would I like to be asked?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. You kind of caught me off guard. I thought you was asking me questions, not these way rounds.
It's a tricky one. All right, I'm going to put the question a different way. Tell me which question you don't have an answer for. I've pretty much got an answer for anything, mate, to be honest with you. I'm in sales, I can answer anything. Are you sure? I will think about that. I can see you answer any question.
I can answer anything, mate.
All right, so I'm going to ask a question regarding sales, yeah? So, of course, during the COVID, yeah, the world went upside down. Of course, some business. I remember at the time, before that, I was working, in the hospitality industry. And I remember, the world went through so many crises, and I always thought to myself, my God, can happen anything in the world. However, the hospitality, hotels, restaurants, they're always going to keep going, because people, they still going to travel. They still going to, enjoy their lives. They like going out. There's always something to do. So it's a business for me that I thought that would never, get, affected. And suddenly the world stopped. Aeroplanes was not flying. The whole world was shut. Yeah. My question for you is, in your area in sales, tell me, what was the most difficult part, during that time, if you can share?
To be honest, with our industry, it completely shut us down. The company we work for actually shut down because of it. So, I mean, it was quite bad how they've done it. If you can imagine, they just sent a text message out to everyone and said, if you want to look for alternative work, you can. A few of us hung around to see if they'd open back up. A few just moved on. I actually ended up doing care work because it was the only thing available at the time. And I had a friend whose mom owned a care company, and they were screaming out for carers. And I thought, well, if there's a time to do more bit for the world, now's probably it. So me and my brother, we done our CBR, I think it's the CBR checkout that you do, and that was it. Off we went. We started, we was doing care jobs after that.
Wow. Yes, I think a lot of people, they adjust themselves to live in a way that you're not expecting. Everyone needs to find a way to survive somehow.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to adjust. And that was just our way of getting through the COVID period. But don't get me wrong, we enjoyed that. I mean, some of the care users wanted us to come back. They wanted just us to do their care work. It's just bonding and caring for people, isn't it? I mean, I get a kick out of that. So plus I can talk again, so I don't mind.
And when you look back, what was the most positive outcome for you personally?
What, from COVID?
Yeah, from COVID, yeah.
Just the transition, because if you can imagine, I think if COVID would have never have happened, I'd have just been happy, just being a salesman, working for someone else, building someone else's dream. But I think when you get locked inside a house and you're not allowed out, the only thing you can do is sit and think in your own mind. And I think with that made me grow into the person I am now. It made me think, well, hang on, I don't want to just be working for someone else. I want to build something for me. It was partly the fact that we just lost our jobs. I thought, well, okay, I'll make sure this don't happen again. And like I say, well, no, it can't happen. The only way we lose our job is if I say no now. So it built me. I grew as a person. I definitely matured into the person I am now through COVID. So,
amazing. Ready for another one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Next question. All right. Next question for you is, right, if you could be an animal, which one that would be and why?
Lion.
That was very quick answer. Tell me why.
I just like the idea of a lion being a leader, being a protector, just everything that revolves around it. It's a figure, isn't it? A lion. It's, if you can imagine, you look at a lion, the leader of the pack, all that. That's just, I suppose it's traits that I'd like to have myself. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, with my little brother and stuff like that, I'm kind of the driving force behind everything. So a lion, hands down. I've actually thought about getting a tattoo of one on my chest, to be honest. Wow. So yeah.
What's your star sign astrology, Weston?
Virgo. I'm a Virgo. I am. I'll be honest. I don't know too much about star signs. It's not something I've looked into. My mum's quite mad on it, but I just know I'm a Virgo. That's all I know.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Western? What do you like the most about being you?
I think just the joy I bring to other people. I mean, there's never really a dull moment when I'm around. Like I say, with me being the centre of attention, if we go out with a group of people who I really want for attention, take me with that, I'll gladly soak all the attention up. I think it's just the joy I bring for others, putting smiles on people's faces, hence the content, really. I just enjoy making other people laugh.
And you always been this way, or a certain time of your life you kind of switch?
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I think. Okay, so when I was a lot younger, I used to get like suffer with acne and stuff like that. So if you can imagine, when you're that kind of guy in school, you've got to be the funny guy to even get attention. If you can understand, if you want to get girls, if you want to get anything like that, you've got to be the funny guy. And then obviously, as I got older, like all my acne started to clear up, and I don't think I'm a bad-looking lad now. So I've kind of got the best of both worlds. Do you know what I mean? I've got the joy, I've got the looks. So it's kind of a full package coming together now.
Amazing. Good. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you is, right, if you could spend, I think this one's going to be very easy for you. If you could spend the entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
It's going to be my mum, mate. It's just again, just to bring that little spark in her life, bit of joy. I'd probably take her to Puerto Rico, get her on the back of the jet skis, make a TikTok out of it.
And saying that, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from your daughter so far?
Not to let anything get you down, because obviously life's tough. Life is tough, and one thing I've learned is it throws a lot of obstacles at you. Just keep pushing forward. Don't let anything get you down. Just keep moving forward. Set a goal, stick to it, and it'll come good in the end. It's just consistency.
And what's the biggest joy of being a dad?
Just seeing a little face. It's just making a smile. I was with her today. We went and got her ears pierced, and she was having one in the little earlobe, and it was just. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looked painful, the deep breath she took, but it was just being part of that, like seeing her overcome her fears and just you know, overcoming the fear and actually getting it done, going through the pain and smiling come the end of it. Just stuff like that. I just enjoy just spending time with her, really.
Oh, very sweet, very sweet. Next one, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right, before the next question, of course, you mentioned about your tattoo in your chest. I can see in your arms as well, some tattoos. So tell me which one. It's 3 questions in one. Tell me which one is the very first one we ever had. The second part of the question is which one is the latest one. And the third part of the question is which one is the most meaningful one.
The first one I had was this one on my arm. I don't know if you can see it on the cap. That
Yeah.
actually that says Azza. It was supposed to be in. I mean, this was done in someone's house. It wasn't even in a tattoo shop. I was younger, and it was just. I thought if I have it as the first one and I don't like it, it's a big enough tattoo to keep. So I thought, yeah, we'll give it that one. The most meaningful one is probably the one on my neck there. It's just an A. It just stands for my daughter. I think the most recent one. See, there's a story behind this one. The recent one is this one here. I don't know if you can see that.
I can.
The story behind that, I was drunk in Magaluf, and I bumped into an Irish girl. Now, my ex-partner's Irish, so straight away I was attracted to the accent. And she just grabbed me. She goes, "We're going to have a bonding session." So I says, "Okay, let's go." We've ended up in a tattoo shop getting matching tattoos. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about her. All I know is there's a girl somewhere in the world with a matching tattoo to this. And we both had it done in Magaluf. That's all I know. I can't remember anything else, right? I'll be honest.
Oh my God, what a story.
Yeah,
Wow.
so if she's watching this, if she's watching this.
And what says here? What says tattoo?
It says MAGA for Magaluf. I mean, I had it on my lip because I could hide it. But yeah, it says MAGA. It's probably one of the silliest ones I've ever had, to be honest. But that's a drunken moment for you, right?
My question for you is, was worth it for the tattoo at the time?
I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes people laugh, you know, when you first show it to people. So I'd say yeah, because it's ain't like it's in view, I can hide it. I only show it to people who I want to show it to, really.
Right, my question was, it was worth it, the whole tattoo, the whole, you know what I mean, flirting thing in the end or not? It ends with the tattoo.
Nah, I can't remember anything. I just had a tattoo. Don't know a name. Don't know nothing.
I'm just teasing you now. I'm just making
Just used it to be right.
All right, next question for you is, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, TV show. I'll be honest, I don't really watch much TV. No, if I'm going to watch anything, I'll turn on YouTube and watch Man United highlights. That's about it. I ain't really a TV person, I'll be honest.
And you are a kind of person that watch more movies or series or go to the cinema?
If I'm gonna watch anything, a movie, a series, I'll be honest, I enjoy a series now and then, like Game of Thrones when that came out. I watched that, but I've got to be really hooked to keep me like with a series. I mean, movies an hour and a half, you can give it as the attention it deserves, but series sometimes they just drag on too long for me. I can't really sit around for that.
Yeah, that's so true as well. I'm the same as well. I mean, I can watch series, but movies for me is like my therapy of the week. I love going to the cinema. I love, it's the only time of the day that I literally forget about everything outside. I get so connected with the movie. It doesn't matter if it's a drama, comedy, or action. I just get so into it. Like the whole experience of the cinema for me is just amazing. I love it. I love the cinema.
Yeah. Especially have you tried that 4DX?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
You need to try 4DX. 4DX.
Oh, really?
All right. Just hold on to your drink. Make sure you don't lose that drink.
Oh my God.
Everywhere. But 4DX is the one if you like experience in the cinemas.
I'll remember that. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, Weston. Next question is: do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
I do, in a sense. I believe in karma. I'm a bit more reluctant. I mean, I ain't going to say I don't believe there's a God and different things like that. I believe there's something. What I don't know. But I do believe in karma. I believe in energies. I believe like you attract the law of attraction, all that kind of stuff. So I do in a sense. But like I say, when it comes to like gods and different things like that, I'm a bit more reserved with that. But I do believe there's something there, definitely.
2 questions. Do you think that everything happens for a reason? And the other part of the question is: do you believe that people cross other people's life for a reason?
100%. Yeah, I do. But there's been points in my life where things have happened which might not have felt like at the time it was for the best, but it's definitely sent me on a different trajectory to what I appreciate a lot more now. So I do 100% think things happen for a reason, and I do think people cross paths for a reason as well. I feel like I say, I've bumped into someone who might have changed my direction of path. One of my ex-partners, for example, I won't mention any names or anything, but I've had an ex-partner who I basically met her, and she completely changed my whole outlook on life. I mean, like I say, I was happily living in the UK, never really experienced anything outside of the world. She was from Ireland. She'll know who she is. She was from Ireland, and she just changed my whole view on life. And since then, again, that I matured, went up up a notch and turn into the person I am now. So she definitely changed my direction of that.
Wow. It's so fascinating how people come to our lives, and as you said, it changes our understanding and our, point of views, and take us in a direction. Even though it doesn't work out in the end. I mean, for me, even if you finish like a relationship, it still work out because you had a story behind. There's always something behind. You know what I mean?
Always learn.
That's how I see as well. Of course, not easy, go through some difficulties, but when you look back, if you analyze properly, it's it never finished because it's been there. It somehow left a mark there in our lives. You know what I mean? And life goes on, and start a new direction. Saying that, what's the meaning of life for you?
The meaning of life. Well, for one thing, I've always thought the idea of life is to retire before retirement and actually enjoy your life. And I think the meaning of life is just basically bring positivity to others, be kind. There's no point in being nasty in life. It gets you nowhere, does it really? Just think of other people's feelings, and just do your best to bring a positive impact into the world. That's basically all I think. If I'm doing positive in the world, I can't be doing too much wrong. Law of attraction, karma, it's going to come back eight. It's got to come back at some time.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, being sales, as being a salesman, yeah, I believe that for you to to work in sales, you need to have the talent. You need to know how, as the way you are, it's easy to to talk to people, to interact with people, to somehow involve the situation.
Yeah.
My question for you is, what's the biggest joy of, what do you like the most about being sales, and what's the most difficult part in your opinion?
I think the biggest joy is just meeting new people on a daily basis. I like, especially the older generation, I like to take on board a lot of what the older, because you think about it, the world we live in today is a knock-on effect from what they did obviously in their younger years. So I always like to meet older people, meet new people, and just see what their life was like, and see how things have changed. Because obviously the world's always changing. So I'd definitely say meeting new people, that's the biggest joy out of it. The hardest thing is probably getting the sale, mate, to be honest with you. That's probably the hardest thing is that. Because if you can imagine, in a sales environment, there's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of stats. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was quite good at it as a salesman. I was young. I was just happy-go-lucky. Do you know what I mean? I don't really understand the industry too much either. So I used to just go in, do exactly what I was told, and I used to come out with a sale at the end. I think the more you learn about sales, the more difficult it actually gets, because you understand the industry more. You kind of understand what goes on behind closed doors as well. So I think the longer you're in it, the harder it actually gets. And I know that probably sounds weird, but even when we've trained up new staff, you see it with them, they start going up and up and up, and then all of a sudden they hit a brick wall, and then it's a lot of mental. You've got to be mentally prepared for sales. If you've got problems at home, the job's practically impossible. You've got to leave your problems at the door. You've got to walk out there fresh mind and just come at it with a smile. That's probably the hardest thing, smiling consistently, even when you don't want to be honest. Yeah.
I see. All right. Next question is, if you could be any age, what age would you choose and why?
I mean, I'm 33 now. I think if I could be any age, I'd probably go back to 18 and just redo from 18 up to now, obviously. But knowing what I know now, there's a lot of things I probably would have done different in life. But saying that, if I probably wouldn't have been the person I am now if them things didn't happen. So it's a bit of a catch-22 on that. But if I had to go back, I'd say put me back to 18, give me the mindset I've got now, and I'd be unstoppable, to be honest with you.
And if you could sit down with this 18 years old yourself, when you're 18 years old, what advice would you give to yourself at the time?
Leave the country. Leave the country and start somewhere fresh. I feel like the UK is a bit. I feel like the UK restricts you. I mean, from a young age, before I've got into sales and stuff, I was doing European driving, and I always found the cultures, like I'd be in Germany, France, Belgium, wherever, and I always felt the cultures over there was very different to the English culture. I actually don't like the English culture, if I'm honest. I don't like the way it is. And if you go abroad, a lot of people, if it's predominantly English, a lot of other nationalities won't go there because they are keen on the old English vibe. And I get that. So I think if I was going to go back, I'd probably say pack your bags, go and start somewhere else, and have a good crack at it.
Aging for you is something that bothers you, or you see it as a matter of life?
No, I mean you can't really stop aging, can you? I think you've just got to accept the fact that you're going to age. You've got to live in the moment as much as you can, take life lessons, and try and learn from them as best you can, and progress forward. I just try and take the positives from absolutely any situation. Like I said, I was in bed for 9 months, and I managed to pull myself out of that to where I'm at now. So yeah, it's yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that. So when you had the operation, Western, you stayed all this time in bed, like
Yeah,
recovery.
for 9 months. So if you can imagine, I had like a rash of abscesses come up. It was all in my groin area, up my buttocks area. So if you can imagine, it was all communication. So
Wow.
I was going into hospital and I was having like a little incision here, trying to get it to drain, but it got to the point where nothing was healing. So it was just a big network of, I think they call them pilenoids or something. So it's basically an abscess that if you try and drain it, it'll just refill. But obviously it's reacting from foods and stuff, which I learned later on. But
Right.
yeah, I was in bed for 9 months. I couldn't move, I couldn't walk. I lost loads of weight because I didn't know what foods I was reacting to. I tried to cut absolutely everything out. And then I just lost loads of weight. I went really thin to the point where I went into hospital. They says, we just need to get you in now. I think it was 4.5 hour operation. They did say
Wow.
I might need to go back for a little bit more, but the operation was about a year and a half ago now.
Wow.
So, and I'm on my feet, I'm running around, I'm still in the gym. So I don't think I don't think I'll need to go back, or if I do, it might only be for something small. But I think
Wow.
that the main of it's been solved, I'd say.
And when you look back during that 9 months, like very challenging for you, what's the positive message that you took out of that, tough period in your life when you look
Yeah,
back?
well, it's what was the question? Sorry, it was
What was the positive message that you took out of you know what I mean? Like being, in bed and suffering for 9 months. When you look back, what's something positive that you took out of it?
yeah, well, I mean, like I say, it's a dark place. Like I say, because you're stuck in your own mind and not having someone. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can confide in people and stuff, but no one truly understands what you're going through unless you're in that situation. So I'd probably say the message from that is just stay positive, um,
Yeah.
and just focus on the positive. Because I think with your mind, if you focus on the negative, it becomes a very negative place all around. If you can try and keep as many positives. I mean, for me, it was just silly things. Because like I said, I couldn't move. So just even managing to get up and go make me a sandwich in the kitchen, that's the positive for the day. It's just building positive after positive. And then eventually the mindset changes and then you push through.
It's always a lesson learned, isn't it, through that period for
100%.
sure.
Yeah,
Always something.
I wouldn't be the person I am now unless that had happened to me. That changed a lot of what was going on in my life. Because if you can imagine, I was going out, I was a little party boy, drinking. Do you know what I mean? I'm all really looking after my body. My health was down the pan, and I think that happening was a big smack in the face for me. Really, I realised then, okay, I can't keep going like this. And then bit by bit, you start to clean up, and then like I mean, now I drink green tea in the mornings. I drink bottles of water. I don't touch sugar, even dairy. I won't have dairy products. It's just like I say, it changed my whole life around to the point where I'm at now.
Wow. Ready for the last question?
I am.
Let's do it. Last one. You are a good dancer, I can see.
It's a little shoulder shuffle, that's what it is.
Before the last question, through your career as a salesman, tell me a situation or a moment that you're never going to forget. It's always going to have a special place in your heart.
Um, I'd probably say there was a couple. I went and quoted on a job. There was a couple. I don't think I actually got the sale with them, but it was just talking. You know, when you connect with someone on a personal level, and I was just talking with them and I connected with them, and that it was actually them that kind of stopped me and says, basically, stop working for someone else. You're too switched on to be doing this. And they was trying to give me advice. And like I say, I always listen to the older generation because if anyone's going to know best, it's going to be them guys. And it was just hearing it from them. The guy was a business owner, and he was the one who basically said, "You've got it in you." And he says, "Push forward." He says, "Don't work for someone else. Focus on yourself." And I'd probably say that. I've never forgot it. I've never forgot what he says, and it's always stuck with me. And I suppose I've always took that with me on my endeavours. And yeah, just like I say, got to where I'm at.
And tell me something. People watch this interview right now, if they would like, you know what I mean, to make some business with you or to get to know a little bit about your business, what's something about your business that stands out compared with other, business around?
We're not well. Our business, we're not salesmen for a start. That's the one thing I've took it completely out of the way. The sales I come from is cold calling, door knocking. The company's overpricing people. They're just money grabbers. One thing we do is we come away from all that. We'll actually go out and do what the people need, and we'll do it. We'll give them a fair product for a fair price. One thing I will say is we're very fair. We don't rip people off, and that's one thing I'll stand by. I'll never be the person to go out and, you know, a little old woman living on her own. Her husband might have passed away. He used to do all the home improvements. Obviously, she don't know what she's doing. She's a perfect target for the sales industry. No, we'll go in and do a job properly for what it should be. We believe in being fair.
Oh, that's sweet. Last question is, what did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
I'd probably say, because when we was younger, my mum and dad split up. When I was 4, my younger brother was 1. So if you can imagine, we had a father figure there, but I mean, seeing your father on weekends to seeing him consistently every day, probably knowing how to be a man, if you can understand what I mean. We had to try and figure that out for ourselves, and it's just going out into the world and stuff. Really, to me, it was just me and my little brother. We've done absolutely everything together. We was joined at the hip, and I suppose trying to be a role model for my brother as well. So when you've got no one to look up to, you kind of don't know how you should be for your younger brother, if you know what I mean. So I'd probably say that was the most challenging, but I don't think we've done a bad job, to be honest. We're getting there.
Oh, and what was the most enjoyable part growing up, in your opinion, for you?
Probably just the stuff we used to get up to, like little holidays we used to do. I mean, like I say, I used to be the centre of attention. My mum used to have a couple of friends around. I'd be coming down, do little dances in the living room. They'd all be watching us. Just them kind of things. I mean, we was just happy-go-lucky as kids, to be honest. We just like to have it. I mean, don't get me wrong, we was a little bit naughty at times. I mean, as kids are. But yeah, we was just happy-go-lucky. I'd probably say more just spending time with my brother, to be honest with you.
Amazing. Okay, so then yet, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Right, let's start with money.
Business.
Fear.
Factor. Fear factor. That's the best I've got.
Okay. Family.
Love.
Life.
Kindness.
One word for sex.
Condom.
Okay. Love.
What was that, sorry?
Love.
Love. Passion.
Okay. Religion.
Probably God.
Okay. Politics.
Politics. I've got politics probably a thing to talk to me about. I really am very good with politics.
What's the word that comes to your mind when you think about politics? Which word?
No good. No good.
Okay. Okay. Desire.
Passion again, I'd probably say.
Okay. Regrets.
Regrets. Ex-partners.
All right. Success.
Content.
Wish.
Happy life.
And one word for happiness.
Family.
One word for England.
Leave. I like England.
Oh my God, I was expecting that. That's funny. And the last one now, if you could define all your your TikTok videos in one word, what that would be?
TikTok in one word.
Your page, your videos.
Just happiness, mate. I'll be honest. I love making content. I'd probably say it's the end goal. So yeah, happiness, joy.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Weston, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What should say?
She'd probably say the most beautiful thing is how kind and loving I can be. Probably say I need to work on. Sometimes I need to consider other people's feelings a bit more. I think because I'm a little bit so driven, I kind of feel like everyone else should be the same way. And I think that's one of my one of the traits that's probably not the best. Where yeah, I probably should actually stop and think how someone else feels before acting or saying some of the things I say.
I see. And if I would ask the same question to your younger brother, would be the same answer?
I'd probably say so. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's
Yeah,
me, so he gets it good and proper. He does, yeah.
amazing. Let's play now Western and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Western.
Okay, it's again. This is going to be about the UK and England because well, you've probably got how I feel about that. If you was to take a snapshot right now of the economy, the world, England especially, okay, do you really believe you could thrive to your full potential being in the UK?
Oh my God, what a lovely question. My good, interesting question. Over 1,000 interviews, nobody ever asked him this question. Wow, you put me in the spot big
It's something that
time.
I'm genuinely curious about because I mean,
Wow.
obviously,
Right, I love it. I love the question. And I'll tell you something. All right, so I'm originally from Brazil. Yeah, I've been living in England for most of my life. Yeah, I've been living in Brazil. Sorry, in England. I'll tell you something, Western. My, the country where I come from, yeah, it's a totally different place where, England, yeah, of course, it's a huge country, Brazil, I think the economy there, I think is improving, but compare with England, as a foreign person, I find, a place here in England or London, it's a place of opportunities. There are places that, besides, of course, there's the downsides, as you said, about, things, the economy, this and that. However, being from a country where I come from, living in England, in London, we have a different point of view, seeing, the way you are English, you live here, and you see it differently. Yeah, you're not right, you're not wrong. I'm not right. It's just a different way of seeing.
yeah,
And I think for me, I find it's very difficult for me to see a negative part of England because I love being here. I think I'm meant to be here. For some reason, when I look back, I lived in Portugal before I moved to England. Live in Brazil, and when I analyze my life, when I think about a place, I feel. I don't know when you feel like, okay, I'm meant to be here.
yeah,
That's the feeling for me. It's funny how life takes you in a direction that you're not expecting.
yeah,
Growing up back in Brazil, I started studying English when I was 12 years old. So I remember being very passionate about the language, and I always wanted to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. So for me, this dream of living abroad and, looking back and try to help my family back in Brazil. So my mentality, I always had, I can see how driven you are, and I have the same way as well. And when you said about sometimes people, they cannot cope with the same what I mean, speed. I'm exactly the same. I've learned that you need to understand that people, they don't think the same way as you. They go slow, and it's okay. It's not wrong with that, but it took me a while to understand that. And when you were describing, I was like, oh my God, that's so me. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a good understanding.
But back to your question, I see, England, even though, I have a lot of English friends that think the same way as you do as well. And I totally understand your points and my friends' points as well. However, personally for me, I'm going to be honest, I see, a city or a country that I see opportunities here. Yeah. So it's, of course, as I say, for me, it's a totally different way of seeing it because, you are from here, I'm not, and I come from a different country where the reality there was totally different. So I must say that I see here as a place to be. Yeah. Of course, with there is negativity, there is positive, there's up and downs, and I totally understand people when they mention the way you do, you know what I mean, that you see when you live abroad, you see the difference of culture, and I totally get your point. It's very interesting to see the difference when I'm traveling as well. When I meet English people in the other country, I'm like, oh my God, they see it a totally different way, and I get it. I get it. However, for me personally, I find here the place to be. So yeah, that's my answer. I love it.
No,
I love your question.
But I like it. Like I say, I'll always take advice from someone else. I'm
Absolutely.
learning myself. So
and that's what's interesting, because people, they see different ways, people, you know, and again, it's not right or wrong, it's just different point of views, and I love that. I love to see how people, you know, they see things in a different way, you know what I mean? I love
Definitely.
that, and
Yeah.
that's what feels people, makes people fascinating, because it's that, because whatever, you know, you just see in a different way, and it's all right, it's not
Yeah.
wrong, it's just a
Everyone's
different
got
way
a
of.
different look on things, haven't they? It's nice to
Absolutely.
get other people's perspectives and just see their view on life.
Absolutely, and not just that. And as well, I think the most important part here is for you to understand the other view as well, the other part of the other person. You know what I mean? When you're saying, I totally understand. You know, when I put myself in your shoes, and I totally understand, because I had experience being abroad and meeting English people like you,
Yeah.
having the joy of their lives, and they, you know, they had the same point of view as well of you as well, because they go like, oh my God, in England it's not like that, this and that. I had people here on the show that they, you know, they are in Spain like for so many years, they go like, oh my God, William, I cannot live in England anymore, it's not my home anymore. And I get it,
Yeah.
it's different, you know what I mean? It's just different point of views. Yes, amazing.
Fair play. Fair play. No, I'll take that on board. I will take it on board.
Did you enjoy the interview, Weston?
I have, mate. To be like I say, for my first time, I was nervous, but I mean, you helped me calm the nerves a bit. It was actually quite entertaining. I've enjoyed this, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. I'm so glad that you accept the invitation. I'm so glad that, you know, and again, seeing your videos on TikTok, you are the real person here. It's the same person. And I love that. You are just being yourself. And I think, please carry on with your videos, because somehow you're entertaining people, and also you are making people smile, because all the videos I was watching, it was impossible not to smile, not to, you know, to see the joy of it. So please carry on.
Appreciate
And
that.
regards to your mom as well, my God, in regards to your mom, she's the big star of the videos.
She is. I was going to do a poll on who people preferred to watch, me or my mum, but I was a little bit scared. I thought, you know what, I'm probably best not to do that. I think I'll come off the worst end.
She's getting the attention, okay?
Yeah, she loves it, mate. She loves it.
Before you go, Western, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually researched this because there was a saying that I always stood by, and it was keep your face to the sunshine and let the shadows fall behind you.
Yes.
And I never actually knew, like, that was just something that I knew, and I actually researched it to find out where it come from. When I found it, a guy who wrote it was a poem called Youth and Age, and it's
Okay.
it's actually about obviously growing up and maturing into a person. It was I think it was Walt Whitman.
Okay.
But keep your face to the sunshine, let the shadows fall behind you.
I like that, actually. I like that. I never heard that before. I like it. I like the
Yeah,
concept.
it's an old one. It was back in it was the London Gazette or something. 18. It's like the early 1900th century. It was a poem that was way back then. But yeah,
I like, because it's so simple, but it says a lot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The words, it says a lot.
volumes. Yeah,
It can take you in a different direct and understanding as well, for sure.
yeah.
Amazing.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Regards to your family, to your daughter, to your lovely mom. Send her a kiss. Tell her that please carry on the videos, because it's very enjoyable to watching her. You know what I mean? Even though you are pranking her, but I love it. It's funny.
I will do, mate. No problem. I appreciate it. Keep in touch as well. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Have a nice weekend, and keep in touch, okay?
You
Take
too,
care.
buddy. Have a
Bye
good one.
bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.